Hola, good people, and welcome back to We Are the New Normal. I am Sam. Good to have everybody back here today on this cloudy, overcasty Monday. So today, I just wanted to talk about understanding, and it was something that I had to look at in my own life and in my own actions. Understanding to the point of arguing. Um, in my personal experience, I was in a relationship in which the person rarely saw things from my point of view, rarely understood where I was coming from, rarely understood what I was saying. Not that the person couldn't understand the words that I was saying, but to understand where I was coming from. In essence, to agree with what I was saying. Now, there are many instances, of course, that you can understand and still disagree. But in my situation, I found myself speaking to the point of exhaustion in an effort to have that person understand me. And when I took a step back and I looked at that action, I said, what is that really about? What is really the underlying and driving force behind me arguing until I'm blue in the face? What is that about? And with my personal journey, I found that it was actually another form of acceptance. It was another way to receive validation. And it didn't work. It's okay for someone not to get your point. It's okay for someone to not understand where you're coming from. It's even okay for someone to understand and disagree. But if you find yourself beating a dead horse, talking this point over and over, coming from this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, trying to get someone to understand where you're coming from, just check yourself and make sure that you are not using this understanding as more of validation. It's hard when you feel like you're standing alone. It's hard when you feel like you're the only one that thinks the way that you do and that people don't see your point of view. So a lot of times we feel rejected by that. But it's not rejected. It's not rejection. It is simply that we are all different people. We are all brought up in different ways, and we all have different minds. And that's the beauty of life, is that one person will see things one way, and the other person will see it a totally different way. And sometimes we need that difference of opinion, that different vantage point, to get a little bit more insight into something that we've only seen our way. So it's just a short message to urge you to look at your actions when you find yourself forced to constantly explain and over explain and prove a point and try to get someone to understand. Maybe you are using that as another form of validation so that you can feel more confident and more secure in the way that you think and the way that you operate by needing someone's outward approval. It's not necessary. Believe me, it's nice. It's nice when someone can see where you're coming from. It's nice when people can agree with you, and it's nice to be on a common accord with a lot of issues. But if you find yourself just pushing and pushing and over pushing and trying to prove, you got to let it go. It is okay for people not to understand. It doesn't mean that they don't like you. It doesn't mean anything necessarily personal. It is simply that person sees it a different way. So don't be so hung up on understanding to the point where you're starting to realize that it's really just me seeking validation and acceptance. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be the only one thinking the way that you think. As long as you are open-minded to other people's ideas as well, it's all right to stand alone. So that's just my little tidbit that I wanted to drop on you today. And the gem that I would like to drop on you is a quote by Bertrand Russell. And it says, "A stupid man's report of what a clever man says can never be accurate, because he unconsciously translates what he hears into something he can understand. Let that melt on your mind. Sometimes some of the things that you have to say are not received because people have no other point of reference to connect it to so that they truly can understand. Give them time to go along their journey, have experiences in life that will put more to pull from, and maybe later in life, when you're not even around, it'll hit them like a ton of bricks. It'll be their epiphany, and they will get it. But never, never, never find yourself fighting to prove a point. All right? So, this is the first day of little cabin fever that I'm sure a lot of people are going to have. Make sure that you keep yourself productive. Take advantage of this time that you have to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Spend time with family, take a nap, relax, do some gardening, enjoy the beautiful spring weather that's coming. So make the best of it. It's good to see everyone here. Thank you for coming to see me. If you like this video, by all means give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will know every time I drop a video. And share these videos. If they help you and you think there's someone out there that it can help, by all means, share it. I would definitely appreciate it. And lastly, up at the top or in the About section, there is a donation button that says donate if you appreciate. Self-explanatory. Every amount is very much appreciated. So, hope your Monday was well. Hope your week gets better as it goes along. And remember, you are good people. Have a good life.